What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. I don't usually do single issue reviews, but this is kind of different. Savage Dragon issue 250. It's not a saddle-stitched book. It's actually a perfect bound. It's got that lettering on the side. It's 100 pages, so it's basically a graphic novel, right? It does have kind of the thinner, normal comic cover paper on it, so it doesn't feel hardy like most graphic novels do, but it is graphic novel size, and I wanted to check it out. Now, you see, there's multiple covers of this one. I got the one by Rob Liefeld, and you see there's no feet. I didn't intentionally grab one or another. I just grabbed the top one that they had on the shelf and just grabbed that. Kind of odd fist, but I kind of dig the look here. This is very like Liefeld-esque drawing. You either like it or you don't, is what it is. I haven't read a ton of Savage Dragon. I read the Archives Volume 1, which contains, I believe, the first 25 issues or so. And I did follow it in the early 100s for a while, and there are some pretty interesting storylines with some sci-fi stuff going on, which is, my speed. And I just kind of fell away from it. I know that, spoiler, Savage Dragon, the main character, died. And if you're not aware of Savage Dragon, there is a cool aspect to it which makes it different than other comic lines. It's that this is occurring in real time. Savage Dragon ages in real time, and events change in real time. So Savage Dragon died, the original one, and his son actually has grown up and taken over. I mean, we are 30 years into this book now. Pretty neat just by itself, and congratulations. I mean, 250, that's crazy amount of good work being done right there. I can only imagine getting one of my books like Flying Sparks to 250. I hope I can do it at some point, but very cool. And there's this whole plethora of background characters. There's this whole universe. There are side comics and side characters and all that, which I'll get into because this is not a 100-page comic, like it seems like. There's a 22-page comic, and then there's a ton of backstory with different side characters and all that. Some of whom I know, some of whom I don't know. It's interesting. Now, I can't really turn to the main story, and this is kind of a bummer. And so when I read this, I was a little bummed out by this. But every page features like some weird nudity sexual situation on it almost. The first couple pages don't. Then you get into it, and it's just almost every page. And the storyline revolves around being cooped up because of COVID and sheltering in place. And there's actually some pretty funny jokes in here where, they actually have a whole page where they talk about what are you going to do for your 250th issue? And kind of breaks that fourth wall a little bit. And the character's like, I don't know, I'm just sheltering in place. I don't got any plans. And so, that's kind of a reflection of reality of how we've been the last several months. So I guess Savage Dragon's got a girlfriend or wife or something. It's kind of not clear. And again, I just haven't read the lead up to this, so I have no idea. And she's just always trying to jump on him and always naked in the issue. And that's just, there's some gross, it's definitely not, I know there's a contingent out there being like, Savage Dragon is porn, blah, 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 blah. It's definitely not like titillating or sexy stuff. It's not nice to look at. I'm not going to lie. I am disappointed in seeing that in this 250th issue where I'm trying to hop onto it and see this character, learn about it, figure out what's going on, see if I like the series, and not much happens in the issue itself other than this weird sexual stuff. It's a little much, and not really a fan of that. So the overall arching story, I guess they're bored. They communicate with some other characters. I don't know. It's kind of odd, as a lot of people will be jumping on with this issue and checking it out, and it really was a lot of maybe references to what's been going on, and I still don't really quite understand what's going on with the story. So it didn't really do great on that level. There's a fight at the end. Someone kind of breaks into their house and is attempting to, I guess, assassinate them on behalf of somebody else. This gal named Dart, who I thought was a hero from the original Savage Dragon. I don't know what's happened again in the meantime. And Savage Dragon just kicks the crap out of them. And it's like, are you sure you really want to go through with this? And then what I believe old Savage Dragon shows up on the last page. And I'm confused by that too, because I thought he was dead. And the old Savage Dragon now, I'll kind of show you because there's a backstory in the end that kind of shows this. He's got this like destroyed fin at this point. I don't know what's going on. It's just kind of cut off, and he shows up and is and that's it. So and then it says Father knows best at that point. So, and I'll get into this last story here first. This is a separate story, and it is, I believe, drawn by Eric Larson. It just says Eric Larson Presents. Doesn't have a other credits on it, and he's pretty good about crediting the other artists in here. So I believe that he just did this, and it looks like it was kind of more done in a sketch style. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. And this talks about this guy, and he was apparently part of like this SHIELD type organization. Now he's retired, and he's got this gal who he's with, and this is about him getting back into the fight and being like, maybe I'm gonna unretire. And eventually, and there's a nice dramatic personal story in this where she's like, I don't want you to do this, and he's like, I'm gonna do it, and he actually does get involved in something, and he has a really pretty snappy ending here. So I loved this. If this was my introduction and fleshed out, I actually love the whole retro style that they did the coloring in and everything. This is neat, and I thought this was very cool, and I kind of wish this was the main issue. I guess it is the main issue, but still don't quite understand what's going on. I thought if this is Savage Dragon originally, I thought he was dead, and I don't have that clarified as to what's gone on in recent issues or anything like that. And none of the backstories here really clarify things. This is this Flash Mercury character has several just one-page gag stories that go through here. I don't know who that character is. They're kind of cute, and so that's that. We get a nice pin up here, and we also get a couple stories about this is a different character. Okay, so this is When Titans Clash. This is a Thor-ish sort of story, and this one was cute. I enjoyed it. This one is Carl Cosmic doing something, and I was not sure where that fits into things. All of these, it's like, I'm not exactly sure where all these fit in. There's a few of these where they've got characters called the Deadly Duo, and there's like a few shorts that kind of progress through this and have their own little mini storyline throughout this issue, which was pretty decent. This is a Yankee Rebel old character story. This is really nice art. Whoever did this is great. Nikos Koustis and Georgios Koustinopoulos. I like this guy. Whoever did this art, these guys are awesome. And this really reminds me of just some good action stuff. And these are superheroes who are taking place back in 1776 and doing their thing. There is a little bit of like political where he gets a flash forward into modern times and gets really upset with he's like, what the heck's going on? And this is, even though it's kind of political, I guess, it really hits everybody for being an idiot in 2020. He's a snowflake. He's a Nazi. You're what? What are you talking about? What does any of this mean? Anything? And I definitely agree with that. That is a poignant hit on our culture these days. So great art. Good little short story there. And there's one other. Oh yeah, here's the one I really like. So this is Powerhouse and Flash Mercury, who I am vaguely aware of. Powerhouse. Flash Mercury is the one in the little gag strips. So that's about my only familiarity with him. And this is drawn by Frank Fosco, who is also one of my favorite artists. So just beautiful, dynamic comic art right here, which makes me happy. And Frank Fosco is currently working on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Legends. And so having him do some deranged turtles is really funny. And just, that's like inside industry joke humor right there, which I really like. And Fosco just does a great job. So loved this story. And yeah, I mean, that's just what this is. It's just a bunch of backups of random stuff, and here's that reveal at the end of the old Savage Dragon, I guess. So what it came down to is I didn't like the main storyline so much, just because it just made you feel icky with that degeneracy in it, basically. And then you get into these backups, and they just feel like some fun indie comics. And this is what I was kind of hoping for all the way around. And I would say the strongest one, story-wise, is probably this last one by Eric Larson, which goes into this older Savage Dragon character. Now, I am interested in finding out what happened, I guess, and who this new Savage Dragon is. So he did his job on that level. The main storyline, again, just like, you know, as the first impression, I just wish it like didn't go there, you know, and it would have been a little happier of an experience. But beyond that, you know, I mean, it definitely touches on the COVID crisis. It is in the you know, current year or whatever, and so, you know, he's doing his own artistic vision. I can't fault it too much. You know, some of these backup stories were hit and miss, and this is just what you get when you get a whole smattering of things. Now, I do like that he did a 100-page anthology book, pretty much. That's pretty neat. Because that's a good way to really, for a 250th anniversary issue, just like really hammer in that, like, this is a full universe. This isn't just one character. And I like that. You know, Eric Larson's art is good. I like Eric Larson's art. I think he's actually, you know, probably as good as he's ever been. You know, I mean, he does interesting perspective shots, interesting characters. You know, I mean, some people might not, you know, find the face pretty or whatever, but that, you know, this is an interesting shot, and I actually really like it. Again, I can't show a terrible amount of it because it is what it is. The backup artists were very good all the way around. This is, you know, I don't know. I've got it's a mixed bag is what it comes down to. So what do I want to rate it? I don't even know what I want to rate it. I can't really rate, since the stories are all so different. It's hard to rate the whole thing. But I guess I give this a like 7 out of 10, just because overall it was decent overall. You know, obviously I had my problems with it, which I mentioned, and I just, you know, it's just tacky to open up a story into that. And I thought that first story was maybe on the slow side compared to the other stuff. Also, that last story was really intriguing. I would love to read more of that. And that's about it. Have you read this? This is the new issue. It just came out. Let me know. I'd be interested in hearing from you, from somebody who's a novice who really just came into this and doesn't know. You know, of course, obviously, I thought, you know, could have used a little more background description to catch us up, or something like that. At least maybe an info sheet page. We got 100 pages in here, so I don't know. But I don't know. Is there a longtime reader who can give me the context? Does this work better in context? I'd be interested in finding that out. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think, and I will be back soon with some more comic reviews.